it's Nik and Adinah, and we're coming to you with a video. And with this video, Nik had some suggestions and he wanted to share some things, and we're going to just have a dialogue about something that we saw on TV. So, without further ado,
Yeah, if I was to give this video a title, it's like me at church. Like if I was to give this sermon a title,
right?
if I would call it "After the Love Is Gone."
Oh, okay.
Okay. And so where this comes from is that we were looking at a show, and in this show, there had been some
Infidelity.
infidelity. There had been some infidelity by the husband and the wife.
It's always by the husband.
It's not always by the husband. I think the gate swings both ways, ma'am.
No, but I've noticed that husbands don't take wives back many times when there's some infidelity.
Husbands don't take wives back, but wives take husbands back?
All the time.
Okay, ma'am. Why don't we peel that one back a little bit more in another video?
Okay.
To see, how that falls. But in that video, as you said, there had been some indiscretions.
Yes.
Mistakes were made. And the husband had stepped out. And the wife was not necessarily interested in being with the husband after that had happened.
Right.
And in this particular show, their goal was, okay, let's get you all someplace and like make chocolate covered strawberries and wear masks and eat the strawberries and like all this
and be all sensual. And it's like, no, what about dealing with the issue at hand?
Yeah. And so as we were looking at that, I thought about it and I said, you know what? Typically in life, in your relationships, the desire to be intimate with someone, whether it is physical or non-physical, has very little to do with like how we look.
Right.
Because typically you'll think, okay, if I'm no longer attracted to you, it's because your looks have changed. You've gained weight, you've lost weight, lost hair. Any kind of things like that can happen. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it really don't matter that much. Because you stay with somebody long enough, your look's gonna change from when you first got with them. I'm sorry.
Let's hope so.
Me and my wife, me and Adina's been together for 25 years. And I am not the same afro-wearing, suave gentleman I was back when we met in 96. I'm very much a dad now with no hair. But the thing is that ultimately when it comes to intimacy and physical intimacy, that don't matter that much.
Yeah.
What really matters at the end of the day is your connection and your desire to be with that person.
Yeah, remain connected.
And what happens is, I feel like in that situation, that the trust had been impacted in that person stepping out. So what happened is that it's not that there was not this physical attraction.
Right.
It was this emotional disconnect that was going on. So that person did not desire to be with him because he stepped out. And
so I feel like with that one, I don't know if there's a lot of editing with shows. Am I saying that right? Editing with shows. I just feel like they just put the cart before the horse on that one. They did not do what was necessary as far as get past those emotions. It was, hey, let's feed each other chocolate covered strawberries and let's do the sensual sexual thing. And it's like, well, no, we have to have a discussion. We have to have a talk. In most cases, individuals are not so opposed to getting physical, but it's after we've had communication, after we've had some reconciliation on some issues.
Yeah. There might be momentary arousal from eating chocolate covered strawberries and wearing a mask and doing all that stuff. But okay, that is just a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
You want to get down to you got to peel back the layers of the onion. That's really what you have to do. And so once we discuss this and bring it up, okay, how do you resolve this? First of all, you may be in a relationship right now where you don't feel physically attracted to who you're with. Okay. More than likely, there's something that's going on in that relationship that is keeping you from feeling that way. So it could be a lack of empathy, a lack of appreciation. There's numerous things there could be. Well, the challenge is that first of all, we have to be able to put words with those feelings. So we have to be able to say, okay, what? I don't feel appreciated. So I don't feel appreciated. I don't really find myself attracted to you.
And that once you say you don't feel appreciated, then it's important to say what you need exactly to feel appreciated, as opposed to trying to expect that person to guess.
Yeah, because when we don't connect the dots, we're basically just asking those individuals to shoot in the dark, throwing darts, hope that you hit the board. And we have to also, that's a responsibility that we have to have. When I'm saying that I don't feel a certain way, I need to be able to let you know what I need to make me feel that way. So if I'm telling you that I don't feel appreciated, what I would like for you to do, one thing I know, whenever you cook, you laid this out like early when we got married. When you say come and get it, come and get it. It ain't no, it's sitting up on the table for like 10 minutes getting cold after you need to come right there.
No.
So there could be a situation where, and I don't know really, I guess at some point you had to say it. And I don't know if maybe we did something where like it stayed on the table and you let us know it didn't need to happen again. I'm not really sure exactly how that came about. But we know right now, whether it's me, all the boys, our daughter, she kind of do her own thing sometimes, but she get it. But she kind of like do her own thing. But we know that, if we don't come to the table and eat, that you don't feel appreciated because, hey, I give in my time, my effort in preparing this meal for you all, and I would like for you all to come here. When I say it's prepared, come get it. I don't want to sit there. I don't want to have to go into the microwave to get warmed up. That's what I want to do. And so you can say, okay, come and get it. You can be upset. But if we don't know what to do, we could do all kinds of things. We could come late, then compliment you on how good the meal is. Well, you might appreciate the compliment, but you still don't feel appreciated because we didn't come and get it when it was ready.
Yeah.
So things like that.
And so I think that just takes communication, though. That requires communication. And that's all we're saying.
And communication, that's a communication. I can't communicate. No. Communication takes vulnerability at times. And once again, that's vulnerable. And so now the challenge that we have, like for instance, in the situation, if we're going back to the show, we're asking someone to be vulnerable who's already been hurt. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, now I'm concerned that I'm running the risk of being victimized again. Yeah.
Because you don't get it.
Yeah. You don't get it. And now I'm telling you that, I'm hurt. I need this. I had to share this with you. And so now if you don't do it, I'm going to be victimized again. Yeah. So that's the hardest part about it. But we have to take risk in our relationship. Yeah. And that's the tough part about it. So we have to be willing to go in and address, and have those difficult conversations that we often don't want to have. So if you find in your relationship there is a challenge when it comes to being physically intimate, and even I say physically intimate, but even not physically, if it's holding hands, speaking kindly to your spouse, there is something there. Yeah. Then we just got to put in the work to know what it is. And if there's something that we can control, we can act on it. But sometimes there's other things we might feel like we need from another person. You might feel like, what? I need an apology. Yeah. I need an apology. And I can recall there's been situations in our relationship where I was like, what? I may have been hurt by something, but my thing is like, I just want you to get that it hurt. Yeah. And my frustration would be like, if you didn't get that it hurt, you might do it again. Yeah. And that can be the frustration in a relationship that, hey, what? We need to acknowledge it. Let's not do it that way. You can do other stuff it's like, I think at work. What? If someone makes a mistake at work, that's fine. Let's only do it one time now. Yeah. And let's only do that in our relationship. Let's only have to address this thing one time. Let's not keep going through it again. So, yeah, that's true. Chocolate covered strawberries and all that stuff. We have to be willing to put in the work. And so that's why we do what we do here. There are a plethora of resources here as far as what kind of videos around forgiveness, communication, things like that, that we would encourage you to go through and look at those videos. If you do find yourself having, those challenges that we talked about, if you find it difficult to be physically or non-physically intimate with your spouse, right. Take some time out to say, okay, what do I need to remove so that I can go ahead and remove this hindrance from me being able to connect with my significant other.
That's right. That's it. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, like, share, subscribe. Then once you get past that stuff, then bring them chocolate covered strawberries out. It's going to be a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Promise. So definitely like, share, subscribe. This is my beautiful wife, Adinah Johnson. I am Nik Johnson. And as always, we ask you to take care of yourself and keep loving one another.